Hi, this is Alan Shaver Art Society Show, and we are here today with an incredible group of incredible artists that's going to show you an awesome show. So why don't you stay with us, viewers, and check out these new unbelievable
Next to his mama, but I seen him before. He fake, he fictional. Get the streets to teach himself. Like familiar is broke, but not mine. I keep in line. The spirit I ride, fly. But you know, I got home celebrate death row. Some I don't bind, some double agents like James Bond. Straight to the Lord, I don't do coke, spiritual high. I put my hope in Jesus Christ like paying tithes. Wobble and look, don't stress it all, what God abides. Rest in peace, why? To my fallen soldiers, I sent some roses to grieving folks.
So, basic questions. You talk about growing up in the ghetto and the foster care. How has that affected your life right now, today?
It affects my life today just because of the barriers that I'm faced with that I gotta get over. Housing, a lot, dang. Growing up in the hood definitely shaped me, you know what I mean? Shaped me as an artist. It made me have understanding for a lot of people. You know what I mean? When I see somebody going through something, it's like I can relate to the emotions or the experience that they have. It may not be the exact issue that may be at hand, but the experience that's going on, I could definitely relate to. Growing up in the ghetto, growing up in foster care, it definitely made me be able to connect with people emotionally on every level. Like I said, it made me a chameleon, and I'm able to adapt in any space, any environment, any conversation. You want to talk hood, you can talk hood. You want to talk politics, I can talk politics. You want to talk business, I can talk business. All because of where I come from. It made me want to learn everything other than what I was taught in my projects, which was nothing, which was to sit around and get high, get drunk, and not graduate high school. You know what I mean? You just do what you see everybody else doing, and I just knew that wasn't me. And it's not to shame those people because you do what you gotta do to survive, but it just wasn't me. And so I did everything I could to get out of that, and art was my way. Sid came in my life in 2009, and ever since then it's been different. I went to Usher New Look, got introduced to film, made me get into that. I wrote my first poem out there, made me start writing, and so that was my outlet, that was my gate, my getaway, my escape from my reality.
Okay.
From the ocean into the woods, I was running from you. You shot out an arrow, awakened my soul. I'm still running from you. Take me home, take me home, take me home, take me home. Pulled by the current, voices in my head, and then breathing outside me. My awoken heart is beating, and I'm falling under your spell. I'm afraid, take me away, 'cause I'll stay strong and I will not fall.
I have one more question, and I'm going to open up to the audience. My other question is, you've been through a lot. And the reason why I was drawn to your energy is because here we're talking about cultivating compassionate social justice artists. And there's a difference between being just a social justice artist, because you can see a lot of anger and a lot of pain. But you have a way of communicating with such compassion. How are you able to keep that?
I think over the years, God has blessed me to have a village of organizations that has supported and shaped the way I think and the way I respond to things. Spirit Awakening Foundation definitely played a huge role in my spiritual transformation as a human being, and meditation and things like that that help keep me grounded and help me be able to bring that compassion that comes through. I did another thing called Compassionate Gifts of Compassion, where we did a whole conference around grief. And I was able to train people on grief, the different stages of grief and how grief may affect us. And so I say that to say that had it not been for Right Way Foundations and the Better Youth and the Spirit Awakenings and the Sense of Homes, although some of those organizations may be flawed and may not be perfect, they still contributed to my transformation as a human being. They still contributed to who I am and to giving me spaces to perform and grow as an individual and learn from my mistakes. And so, that's how I became compassionate and be able to work through my pain and understand my pain. And I'm not a pro, I'm 25, and I think people hold me at high expectations because I have so much wisdom for my age, but I still make mistakes, I still stumble and fall sometimes. And it's about Miss Stewart still being there and like, that's okay, baby, that's a part of the journey. Like, we all go through it, you know what I mean? It's about continuing to push forward, having Beth to be there in my corner and introduce me to the Landmark Forum that completely changed the way I present myself in the world. It taught me that we're human beings and not humans doings. And so it's not about what I do as a human, it's about who I be as a human. And so it was all because of her and her introducing me into that space, and Shani teaching me how to deflect negative thoughts that come into my mind where I'm like, I'm gonna be homeless. I don't receive that. I'm moving into a new apartment at the end of this month. And so just having those people placed into my life and placed onto my path to continue to remind me of different ways of thinking, and where somebody may be like, oh, you crazy, telling me to deflect my thoughts. Oh, you crazy, telling me to be awake in the world. It's like, oh, I want to try that. Like, I want to see how that works for me. And if it works, I continue to do it. And if it don't, I'm like, hey, that didn't work. I leave it, I drop it, and I use what works for me. And so, yeah.
Your legs for her, corners a bitch, and she'll come back to bite. Spread your legs for her, corners a bitch, and she'll come back to bite. Spread your legs for her, corners a bitch, and she'll come back to bite.
If you weren't inspired by that message, I'm going to open up to the audience because it was suggested earlier that we have a Q&A. So anyone have any questions out there? Yes.
Why is it important to manifest?
Why is it important to manifest? In your name?
Urban.
Urban asks, why is it important to manifest?
That's good. Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that it's important to manifest because when you see that manifestation happen, it gives you drive and passion to keep pushing. It was when I was like, and then the manifestation don't happen and it don't look the way that we expect it to look. So it's about knowing that it's not going to look or feel or be how we expect it to be, but it's going to come. And it's like for example, when I prayed in the projects, when I was living with my big mama, I used to pray for us to be able to move out the projects. And I thought I was going to get rich and it was going to happen that way. But unfortunately, my big mama's son was incarcerated for a crime he did not commit. And that forced us to be moved out of the projects where my big mama lived her whole entire life. And had that not happened, happened, I'm pretty sure we would still be living in the projects. But that forced us, her, and everybody to make an uncomfortable shift. And I manifested that. It just didn't look how I wanted it to look. And so manifestation is powerful because, or it's great because when we manifest things that we want in life and we start to see it happen, it's like, and it don't happen overnight, it don't happen immediately. Sometimes it happens years later, but like I used to say in high school, I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna be a star one day. I just felt that, I manifested it, and throughout life it happened. You know, people just see me as, you know, I go back to my projects and it was like, hey, superstar. And for me, it let me know that, dang, how far their limit is of what they can be, how far they think they can go in life. For them to look at me as a superstar, but out in the world, people may still see me as a regular person. But in my projects, because I've done things they could never even dream or imagine of doing, it's like I'm a superstar, all because of what I've manifested. And so the life you manifest, the destiny you manifest, ultimately become your reality. And so it's good to be careful what you manifest. Like Sid had to catch me the other day saying, I'm gonna be homeless at the end of this month. People, she was like, no, 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 no. You're not gonna be homeless. You're moving into an apartment at the end of this month. Had I said that, I've been manifesting me being homeless at the end of this month. But I had to instantly shift that energy, shift that whole conversation around that so that I'm manifesting a better outcome and a better situation for myself. And it's easier and I do it faster because I've seen the work of manifestation in my own life, to where when somebody tells me something, I catch it immediately and I shift the energy, everything around it, because I've seen the effects of how that changed and impacted my life and my career and everything that I do. And so that's why manifestation is important.
Why they waiting on me? Gotta be the best now. Can't do no more now. Gotta pull the trigger now. If you feel me, hit me out. I'm living my truth. Do you feel me? Yeah. Call me late, I don't care. I be going through some shit, it ain't fair. A lot of people talking like they know me. My own parents can't even afford me. All that drama really kept me hungry. I've been homeless in the streets. We didn't keep me in the heat. I cannot go 6 feet under. Too many comments to be longer. I hope that I go again. Fuck it, I'ma go and win it. Tryna block me, that's a dead quiz. Keep me pushing, little baby. I know how it look when they tryna kill you in the streets. Don't let them see you when you down. You gotta go in with us now. Yeah, yeah. P.O.P. hold it down now. You can be my dog, I'm the killer. Smell it when they come and you civilians. Satisfied cause we grown now. Mentally and emotionally, get off of me, I'm grown now. You ain't living my family now. I see what you all about. You an instigator, manipulator. I can't fuck with you, you a hater. I used to be young and blind. Now I'm entwined with my life. Nobody holding me down. That's how you know I'm winning. No bitch, I'm shooting to the sky, to the sky, to the sky. It's a struggle, it's a grind, it's a grind, it's a grind. If you from me, you ain't gon' fail. You just gotta go and prevail. Keep the door open, you're a Trojan. I know how to bust wide open. I know how to win when I poke it. Getting in slow motion. Don't bore me when I'm focused. I'm shooting to the moon with the coons and the goons. I ain't really feeling you. You understand I'm trying to get through to you. I ain't gotta flex to be cool. You a Mason, I don't trust you, I'm a Christian. I'm just joking, I'm just chosen. You a poser, we don't fuck with it. That energy you...
Do we have any more questions? Yes. Any? So the question is, what was the process about, can you talk about the process of recording the song and working with the female producer?
Wow, that was one of the most humbling and authentic experiences that I've had as an artist. Like I said before, I recorded and people took my music, and I got a bro that let me record in his studio, but men are very controlling and I think you should do it this way because I know my idea is better than yours, where right here was more of a collaboration. She was able to communicate with me as an artist and get me, she was like, wait, your delivery is great, but I need you to tone it down a little bit. I wasn't quite getting it. She said, deliver it like you would deliver a spoken word. And it spoke to me, and it's like, so having a woman be there and understand me as an artist helped make this the process a lot smoother and a lot chilled, and like I was saying, it was like family up in there. It was like family in there, like the conversations, the energy in between the recording and everything. And it was just like, she wasn't hard. It wasn't like, this is trash. This is, no, it was like, I'm gonna communicate to you in love. We're gonna operate in love because we're all here, you know what I mean, to work together. So it definitely was a a great experience as a female artist to collaborate with an amazing female producer and Koji, right? Yes. And so she's amazing. Anybody in the room that's looking like I need to, I don't know how that's going to happen, but it's our paths cross for a reason. And so nobody important. So yeah, and so yeah, it was an amazing experience. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Watching you live now because you're here.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that was a great experience. I left the studio hyped, energized. Like yeah, it was an amazing experience, and it shifted my experience as a recording artist. That was my first official recorded song, the first song I'm releasing, and so to have her be a part of that and the whole experience and making it, it's amazing. I was able to bring that energy here today. So yeah. And she supported, like when I say she supported me the whole way through, I was like, okay, I want to release it. She was like, okay, when we need it by it, like legit, the communication was there, everything. She was like, I got somebody that can mix and master it for you for a great price. And so I'm just like, everything, like she supported me every single step of the way. And so that's what it's about, you know, somebody that's not just in it for them, but see your gift, see your talent, and willing to work with you and support you every step of the way.
You heard that. Asking is giving. Keep asking. You ask for a space, you say, hey. I say yes.
Yeah.
You know, you got it. You have favor. Because you have such a beautiful spirit, divine spirit.
I received that. Thank you.
Yes. Anybody else? Anybody? Yeah, we just saying how excellent she is. Oh, come on.
Hey everybody, my name is Koji. When I first met Jana, it was at the film festival, and when I saw how you orchestrated the whole thing from like start to finish, I just like, wow, this girl has so much fire, like, wow. She's amazing. And so when I heard you first do your spoken word, I was like, oh my God, oh my God. So to work with you has been a pleasure. And I really hope to work with you in future projects.
I have a question for mine is a two-part question, so hopefully you can handle it in two parts. First, you spoke about growing up in the ghetto and the struggle. What role did Black history play, especially since you referred to your grandmother? And the second question is, what is your message for young people to get on a pathway to have the sense of confidence and a sense of purpose?
So let me see if I can recap that question, just so we can have time to process it too. So your name is Alan Shea from Our Society, correct?
Yes.
And the question is, growing up in the ghetto, being aware of our culture, the Black history, and having a strong Black woman's presence, how did Black history play in a role of your development today? And follow up with, how can you continue that message and share it with the youth now?
That's a good question. If I'm being honest, growing up, because I lived in the projects, Black history wasn't really a big part of. I didn't learn Black history until I got to college. I was like, Thurgood Marshall, oh my God, I didn't even know who he was. Like a lot of people, I didn't learn about it till after high school, till after I got out of that environment. Closest I probably got to Black history was like Rosa Parks, the typical stuff that they taught us, the oldies. My big mama bumped in the house, but unfortunately, like I said, my big mama lived in the projects her whole entire life, and that was her mentality too, a part of it. Like she had a good heart, but her mentality was the project. So Black history wasn't really a part of our home growing up. Which is why I try to educate people through my spoken words and my music about like just their value as a human, not just Black people, but just as a human. Because when I went to Brazil, although they're Brazilian, their skin is just as dark as mine, and their struggles are just as bad, or if not worse, than what we're going through here in America. And so as humans, I try to educate people through my spoken word about like the pain across the world that we experience and stuff. Like I stood in a real slave castle in Africa where I got to know that slavery was really real. Like I stood in a real dungeon and I like got to see an actual slave castle. Like just thinking about it right now, it still blows my mind. Like I was in an actual slave castle. So when I was working at the high school, BT not here no more, but when I was working at the high school with him, I taught the kids about that, you know what I mean? And I told them about how they need to take their life serious, because in other countries, it's people that gotta pay for education. It's people that gotta pay for water and don't even have the things that we have that we take for granted. Toilet paper, hot water, cold water, the option of having hot and cold water. It's just the things that we take for granted every day. So I wasn't fortunate enough to have Black history in my home or in my community growing up. Like, not even the OGs in our projects teach you Black history. They teach you how to be a thug, or, you know, to live your life in the wrong way. And so I had to learn that on my own. And so for anybody that may be growing up in the ghetto or in the hood or somewhere where they don't have access to the history that they may be seeking, know that it's always information out there for you to find. You just gotta want to know it, and you gotta want to look for it and do the work and do the research. And so unfortunately, it wasn't until I was 18, out of high school, had said in my life, you know, like mentors is what changed my perspective, made me and learn more about Black history and stuff like that. And so, yeah. And I think that's how I teach youth today. That's how I bring what I've learned about Black history to youth today through my spoken word. And when I say, in my filmmaking also, yeah, in filmmaking. And so I believe through those two platforms and mediums, I can reach a lot of youth, especially young people. They love me. I don't expect them to, because I'm like, I'm 25 now. They may be looking at me like she old, but I can still reach them. So it's a gift, I guess. Like everybody said, it's a gift. And so that's how I educate people.
With these clothes and the skin I'm in, regular routine at the gym. My understanding is expanding, my experimental experience is demanding. You catch my interest in every combo it happened. You're the God I need in areas similar to scripted mixture, surviving through scripture, occasion, praise, escaping the danger. Catching butterflies between my thighs, I sympathize with nighttime. Order combos and FaceTime, dirty texting is showtime. Yeah, cut to the credits, while conversations have always been changing. We're talking about marriage, no planning. We're talking babies, and baby, I'm talking staying. Baby, I'll get to praying that we'll make it, that's what's happening. I am feeling the vibe that you bring to me. I was chilling for a minute till you engage with me. Exchange connections to connect now with your energy. I am feeling the vibe.
So I want to thank you for your time today and sharing your gifts with us. And again, we're here every Tuesday from 5:30 to 7. She will be helping us facilitate a series of tell your story, share your story. So she'll be leading workshops here for Compassion Arts. And we cultivate compassionate social justice artists. And we welcome you to join us, all ages. Thank you again. Let's give it up.
I'm trust falling, this is love calling. You pick up the phone to remind me, off guard without warning. I love the way you comb your hair and the stylish clothes you wear. It's just the little things you do, show me that you really care. Speak up now or forever hold your peace, cause I'm giving you a piece of me. You got my heart on these. At least the vibe is right, it's feeling like it's time. I want you to be mine. You said baby that's just fine now. I am feeling the vibe that you bring to me. I was chilling for a minute till you engage with me. Exchange connections to connect now with your energy. I am feeling the vibe that you bring to me. I was chilling for a minute till you engage with me. Exchange connections to connect now with your energy. Chillin', I'm feeling, chillin', I'm feeling the vibe. Chillin', I'm feeling, chillin', I'm feeling the vibe. Chillin', I'm feeling, chillin', I'm feeling the vibe. I'm chillin', I'm feeling, chillin', I'm feeling the vibe, baby.
Say that Koji produced an amazing beat, and I was patient with my music career. I started recording a project, somebody stole my music and would give it to me. And I stopped recording for a long time, but I never stopped writing. And when we traveling the world and going to Brazil, going to Africa, DC, what I realized is that it's a ghetto across this world. May not be no projects, but it's definitely a ghetto. And so it's beauty, it's a beauty and a curse. Growing up in the ghetto, it made me a chameleon, but it also made me resilient. And so I'm here. And so, yeah. And with patience comes great producers and great people to help you build your website and great supporters to support you along the way and connect you with the right people. So all because I was willing to be patient, and something my big mama always told me. Girl, be patient. It's all gonna come together. Just wait. Just keep doing what you're doing. And I feel like it's all coming together. And so thank you all for coming tonight. Thank everybody that performed. I appreciate y'all. Like Beck said, everybody that's supposed to be here was here tonight. So thank you.
So I think we have a few minutes for a Q&A. I think we do, right? What time is it? It's like, so let's cause we have that spool right there. Let's sit here and have a conversation with our artists like they do on TV. I've seen this before. They do this on TV. They have the artist studio. So you're all right. That's my talent right there. So I'm glad you noticed the cameraman. What we're doing, we're filming a series, a show. We came to document this excellence in the room. Came down all the way from Pasadena. It's committed. I'll tell you a little bit about the show, Our Society.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for inviting me in, especially Faye Love. I just want to give a little shout out to Faye, because once I met her, this lady possessed so much commitment to the arts, to humanity, and certainly to the youth. And when I saw that, I said, you know, whatever you need, and anyone that comes in that path, let's join forces, and make it happen. We met about just less than a year ago, and we've done about 7 projects and about 5 of them have been televised. We have a distribution deal with AT&T, and our show comes on once a week called Our Society Show. And what we try and do is highlight those in our community that would otherwise not get media coverage. We try to make sure that we work with them to get the exposure that their dreams are putting them on a pathway to create.